My name's Perna, and I'm gonna tell you about the worst bloody holiday ever. I was at the Royal Palms Resort on Vinoy, working as a bodyguard for some asshole CEO. I figured once he left the island, I'd have a good week to relax on the beach, enjoy a Mai Tai or two. But no, that wasn't to be. As I woke up one morning to discover that the goddamn zombie apocalypse had arrived. A local lifeguard by the name of Cinemoy saved my life. Soon after that, I discovered I was immune to whatever this plague was. I met a few others who were immune, and somehow we were all elected to save everybody else. There was Sam B, a one-hit wonder hip-hop star from the States. Logan, an ex-football player and full-time douchebag who never missed a chance to hit on me. And Shin Mei, a sweet little hotel clerk who was as brutal with a blade as anyone I had ever seen. Together, we went to Norsby to try to gather more supplies. And from there, things really went to hell. The army tried to contain the infection, but they were bloody useless. Vinoy itself was totally isolated. It was pretty clear we were on our own. At this point, we just wanted off that goddamn island. And that's what led us to that maximum security prison. You see, some dickhead colonel by the name of Ryder White lied to get us to track down what he thought was a cure for this zombie plague. Well, that cure ended up turning White into a giant bloody maniac. Luckily, we hooked up with a prisoner who flew us out of there on the colonel's helicopter. We were off that goddamn island at last. And everyone we tried to save back on Vinoy, well, they just didn't make it. Except for that little native girl, Yarima. We spotted that naval vessel just in time, as we were just about out of petrol. We couldn't believe how lucky we were to finally find a safe haven. Get your hands off me!
What the hell?
What is going on here?
Get off me!
Get it off me! Get it off!
What's with the cuffs?
Sorry, but I can't take any chances. My orders are to take you into custody and transport you to a secure quarantine area.
And who the hell are you?
Lieutenant Colonel Samuel Hardy. Don't resist and you'll be fine. We just need to be sure you don't pose
Man,
a
we
threat.
no threat. The threat's on Benoit. You have any idea what's happening back there?
We have an idea. We're hoping you can help us fill in the details. Especially her.
You keep the hell away from her.
Frank Serpo. I should have guessed. Are you the one in charge of this clusterfuck? Watch yourself with this guy. This freak would sell out his own mother. If he had one.
Take the immune down to the lab. The two others will come with me.
Lab?
Hey, do we look like goddamn guinea pigs
I'm a
to you?
citizen of the USA, man! I got motherfucking rights!
Back off, Serpo. But just stay out of it.
What the fuck, man?
Don't do that again. One less immune won't make any difference. Now take him to the lab.
You may have command over Palanai, but on this ship, I'm in charge and I have my orders.
Your orders are to follow my orders, Colonel. Would you like me to call your superiors?
Somebody tell me what the fuck is going on here?
They have a very high tolerance, Mr. Serpo. I've already administered 3 doses.
So how much longer? You said we'd have results by now.
Sir, this is uncharted territory. We'll need another day at least.
Just be careful. We don't want him dying on us.
What about the native woman, Yerima?
That's a more complicated case. She's being taken to another location.
Don't worry. I'm keeping a close eye.
God. My head.
What the hell happened? Motherfuckers drugged us.
Who are you?
Hey, we're talking to you.
I'm nobody, really.
You've been bitten. How long has it been?
Long enough. I guess it doesn't affect me.
So you immune too?
So it seems.
What? They plant you here to spy on us?
Right, that's why I'm beat to shit like this. It's all part of my cover.
So, they tested you too?
Yeah. I'm guessing they're trying to figure out why we're all immune to
How'd
this.
you get here?
I was a soldier before the shit hit the fan. Part of a huge humanitarian search and rescue operation. And then that civilian arrived.
Serpo.
Right. Suddenly, the military was no longer in charge, and the rescue operation was called off.
So what are they up to?
All I know is there's a naval blockade around the entire archipelago. No one's allowed in or out. Whatever the fuck is going on, there's nothing to do with humanitarian efforts. That's pretty clear.
Christ, I'm still woozy from these bloody drugs.
God, my head. Hey, where are the others? Well, they must have taken them when I was out. This is a fucking dog's breakfast.
This is Colonel Hardy. The ship's been compromised. If you're down in the hold, I'm opening all the cell doors.
I better head topside, get my bearings. Looks like the crew already bailed.
Now that we've gone through about 40 minutes of cutscenes, hey guys, my name is Emberstraff, and welcome to the first episode of my Dead Island Riptide walkthrough. It is finally here. I know a lot of you have been asking for it, so before we do anything, we're going to have to spend our talent points. Riptide has a new system where when you start a new character, if you're not porting a character from the original Dead Island, you can choose to put your points into combat, survival, or a balance of both. Or you can choose custom. So I've chose custom, which means I get to put my points into whatever I would like. And definitely going to get Fury. We're going to get survival. And we're just going to kind of spread them out at the beginning. I think I'm going to go into the combat tree first and try to get our head stomp before we leave, because that is very useful. Let's get some of this. And we'll wait on that. Get this. Now, most of you may know that I am not like an elitist when it comes to points. I just put my points into whatever I think is going to be useful. I don't tailor them to be the best as they can be. This is more of a walkthrough about how to get all the collectibles, how to get all of the side quests, and how to get most of the achievements in the game on your first playthrough. So this is not about skill points. I just kind of put them wherever I want. And we can get the charge here finally. So let's put points into Fury. Let's do Rage. Rage with this. We won't, as John, who we're playing for this game, since he is the new character, you won't be using hand-to-hand for a little bit into the game because you don't have hand-to-hand weapons in the prologue. So I'm not going to get those talents just yet. And we're out. Okay, so we can finally get into the game. So as with the original Dead Island, you have a little bit of a prologue, kind of tutorial kind of thing to go through, but I would say that this tutorial does a better job of teaching you how to play the game if you've never played it before. Though most of the people who play Riptide, I'm guessing, have played the first one. But the prologue in the original Dead Island, it just kind of taught you how to use the controls, which is kind of what we're doing right now. But this prologue also teaches you about the different weapon types, a little bit of variety of zombies.
I need to find a weapon.
You didn't actually interact with the zombies in the Dead Island tutorial, but in this one you do. And you also get to use guns and everything. So this is a more fleshed out tutorial than the one in the first game. But it is still kind of annoying that you have to go through it your first time.
Engine room to your copy. You have to hold that area. You hear me? We can't lose the engine room. We're losing power in the lower deck. If that happens, that entire area will be cut off. Does anyone copy this? Captain, we had to withdraw from the lower deck. We didn't... Jesus, they're here!
Poor bastard's still trying to command a dead ship.
This is the captain. If anyone's still alive, fall back to the bridge.
And let's grab this med kit really quick. Oh dang, we actually took some damage from that.
Anyone even hearing this?
Most of the time you just get knocked down.
These are on fire. Someone's gotta put them out or we're all buggered.
Have to extinguish that fire.
If I can learn how to run, we will. Tips for ladders: always jump halfway up the ladder, and it'll save you a little bit of time.
All right, the way should be clear.
Whoever took care of that, you deserve a commendation. You just made the front line.
So now we get our first look at the walkers. They are exactly the same as in the first game. So they are a little bit beefier. I would say that Riptide has turned up the difficulty a little bit. They don't give you as much time in between attacks, and they do retaliate attacks a lot more often than they did in the first game. But the combat is still the same. You still have the red cursor when you're on a critical part of the zombie's body where you do critical damage. Or if you have like a blade weapon, you have a better chance of cutting off a limb, or if you have a blunt weapon, a better chance of crushing the limb or breaking it. In this room you get a lot of medkits and a lot of weapons. Oh, some brass knuckles. We definitely want to equip those. Whoops. We definitely want to equip those instead of this stupid tiring crowbar that is... Oh, really? Level 17? Okay, never mind.
I've got to find a way out of here.
You don't really need to worry about weapons for the prologue of the game because you won't carry them over into the rest of the game. You will lose them and start from scratch once you start chapter 1. So these weapons are pretty much just to get you through the prologue. So there's not really a need to upgrade them, repair them, or anything like that.
There goes my appetite.
I think this would weaken anyone's appetite. Who wants to eat in a... Oh, okay, you guys just jumped on the table. And if we go... Oh, okay. I guess that's part of his combat thing when you sprint and kick. There's also a new ability that everyone has in this game called Charge, and you can level it up to level 3, but when you sprint and press R at a zombie, it will do a charge, much like the charge that Sandy had in the original Dead Island, but now everybody gets it, and I'm not sure, I haven't really played Sandy to know if he has anything else that is special. Like if they gave him something extra because they gave everyone his kind of like special attack that he can do. So let's move on. And here we get the first look at some infected.
Need to reach the upper decks.
As in the first game, they are quick but have low health, so they need to be taken down immediately. And that should be fairly easy to do. I had plenty of time to take care of them before the walkers even got to me. I'm out of stamina, there we go. So the game is kind of giving you some basic combat tips like press E to kick, which is always good to get them out of your face for half a second, or the jump kick will always knock them down into the ground. But for the most part, I think they've dialed down the zombies just for the prologue, so that if you're new to the game, you don't have very much difficulty with it. Although I have seen pretty bad walkthroughs where people died to the first set of zombies that we encountered at the beginning. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's just drop a whole bunch of stuff. We're about to get guns anyways, so I'm pretty sure we can go through the rest of the game with this green baton. That'll be fine. Let's see what's in this chest.
Whole damn ship is filling with water.
Hopefully most of the game will be bright enough for you guys to see everything. A new thing that they've really made important in Riptide is the use of your flashlight, and when you don't have lighting in some parts of the world, the use of your flares. So I will try to keep either flares or flashlights up during the dark parts. But I wouldn't call it dynamic lighting, but they've just made your flashlight really useful, whereas in the first game you didn't really need to use it very much at all. There wasn't very many dark spots.
It's gonna take a miracle to get out of this one.
Well, didn't jump back in time for that, but that's okay. Oh my god, he just wants me so bad. Straight around that one. Oh, but I'm out of stamina. So when you're out of stamina and they hit you, you get knocked to the ground. But while you're knocked to the ground, they kind of just ignore you. They kind of wait on you to get back up so that you don't take a beating while you're incapacitated. So that's convenient. Not realistic, but convenient. I could use all those energy drinks that I found in the mess hall right about now. I'm going to try to do my best not to jerk the camera around as much, but we will see how good I am at doing that. Jump up the ladder, as always.
Oh, great! Now I've got a storm to deal with. Perfect! Fucking perfect!
Fucking perfect. So now we get introduced to guns, and they give you a shotgun and a pistol to start off with. And all of the 3 times that I've been knocked down so far, I don't think there's any way that you can get around that, except for the first one when you're in the crew deck, below deck or whatever, where there's the fire. If you go in and trigger the event and then come right back out and... Okay, they're already equipped. If you go in and trigger the event and then go behind the door, you'll avoid the blast, but you'll still get knocked down, I think.
You're on the bridge! Yeah! Fuck you! God, you piece of filth! God!
No way the captain survived that. We need to reach the bridge or we're gonna crash.
So I think for this game they have made guns a little bit better when you're up against the zombies, because in the original it was pretty much useless to try to headshot zombies, except for infected, because they are so low health. I don't know, they just weren't very effective against killing zombies, which was always really weird to me. But it seems like they've done better. Because they've dialed back the zombies for the prologue, you can one-shot normal zombies that don't have helmets on, but in the actual game it does take a few shots, but not as much as the first game. Another thing about this game is that they have added a lot of ambient sounds that don't have anything to do with your immediate area. Do I have Fury? Let's do Fury. So John's Fury is a staff that he just wields around really crazily, and once you upgrade it, each hit will give you health. A lot of John's talents are about giving him extra stamina and regaining health with either hits or at the end of Fury, or even one of his later survival talents is you have a chance to heal instead of die. So that's pretty great. Here's another new thing with Riptide. There's actually an aerial attack that you can do, but it's not a great thing for when you are jumping down into a bunch of zombies like I just did. Because just like with the head stomp that you do when they are down on the ground, like that I accidentally did, you get stuck in both of those animations, and if you're in a group of zombies, you have a bigger chance of getting hit while you're in that animation. So it's not really worth killing one zombie if 3 other ones are going to smack on you while you're doing that animation.
Serpo! Stop! What about them?
They're your problem now.
You can't just leave them here, they're civilians!
If I were you, I'd worry about your own survival, Colonel.
Serpo! You! Get up here! Captain! Come in!
Your captain's dead, soldier! Bloody hell, it's a rock!
Each of the characters, when you go through the prologue, has a different line about that rock, and each one of them is hilarious, I think.
We have to get to the bridge!
Yeah, we got another problem!
We've got company!
So now we're introduced to the assault rifle.
Shoot that bloody thing!
We get to take down a hangar full of zombies. It'll switch me in just a second. There we go. Suiciders, obviously, take those down first. Oh, I don't ever think I finished my thought about the ambient sounds, because when we first entered this area, we heard several thugs, and in the first game, that meant there were actually several thugs around. But a lot of the times in this game, that is not the case. You can hear a lot of special infected, and you won't have to deal with them at all. They'll just be kind of like ambient sounds for the atmosphere, and not actually a threat that you have to deal with. Oh, good job, Hardy, taking out that thug. So let's loot everything. I think your loot does carry over to Chapter 1, even though your weapons does not. Do not. English. So I think that's all the loot. Let's go ahead. There is a little loot pile behind where you spawn in, so I think a lot of people aren't aware that it's here. So you can get another rifle, another pistol, and then you can reload on your auto rifle if you want to use that for the rest of the prologue, which we're almost done with. So let's go see about the captain, who is obviously dead. See if we can get into the bridge in order to control the ship and keep it from crashing.
Come on, let's go!
I just passed him back there.
Get in there! I'll cover you! The bulkhead is jammed. You need to find another way in. Go back to the ladder.
Hurry up! Find another way to the bridge. We're running out of time.
So we just hop up this ladder and we're going to go in from the upper door of the bridge, I guess you could say. Oh cool, we leveled up. What else do we want? Let's take the second thing of Fury. Just cuz.
Yeah, poor bastards.
I think there's one back here that's not dead. I think I'm on him. There he is. And there's the captain coming at us. I always use, when you're stomping on someone, always use that peek. You should be able to know if anybody else is in the area before, but I kind of knew where the captain was. He always starts over there and walks over here, so I knew I was safe. But always use that peek on your head stomp in order to see if there's a zombie coming at you. And this is going to be it for the prologue. I will see you in the next episode for Chapter 1.
We need to release the anchor! God rest his soul. Look! Oh, Jesus! Hold on!
Locked his door. No room in hell. Hands come quick. The air's getting thick. When the dead start to rise, and there's no place to hide. When the elevators go down, and the guest list is closed, ain't no plus ones alive, and the devil locked his door. No room in hell. Hands come quick. The air's getting thick. When the dead start